Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in this one, it is time to talk about the event that just happened. There's a lot going on, there was a lot of server issues, a lot of stuff happening in game, and stuff that's even happening right now. Depending on when you're watching this video, it's kind of like we're in between seasons right now, and also there's like a ton of stuff happening on social media, like Fortnite social media, so either way, I'm gonna cover all of the info that happened in case you missed the event. Don't worry, I actually missed it too. There was a lot of server issues, I'll explain more about that stuff, but you didn't miss too much, alright? So don't worry about that. We'll cover all of that stuff. And if you guys are hyped for just Chapter 2 of Fortnite, be sure to hit that like button down below, as well as subscribe to the channel for Chapter 2 videos coming out really soon here. And on top of that, if you want to help support me in Chapter 2, if you're going to get the Battle Pass, be sure to use code TheLlamaSir. I appreciate that a ton, and it only takes a few seconds to enter that into the item shop before you get the Battle Pass. But yeah, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. So first of all, I do want to talk about the server issues. If you could not get into the lobby, do not worry. You are far from the only person that could not get into the lobby, or like, I mean, more specifically, get into a match. The servers were pretty bad for this event, to be completely honest. I couldn't get into the event. I was looking on Twitter, tons of other people couldn't get in. I think like Lackland couldn't even get in, and many other people. So don't worry if you missed the event, because, you know, there's a lot of people in that same exact boat. I mean, I want to say maybe like 50% of people. That's honestly just a guess, but I have not seen an event where this many people could not join in. So I don't know. I think it's a pretty significant number, but don't worry. Again, you didn't miss too much. What happened during the event was basically fairly simple, and the event's kind of still going on as I'm making this video outside of Fortnite and stuff like that. So I'll explain all of that as we go along right here. But in case you missed the event itself, let me explain it to you with a few pictures. The Fortnite Twitter account did happen to stream the event, but again, the event was fairly simple overall. You didn't miss much. Basically what happened, guys, is it started out obviously with the rocket, the visitor in the rocket, the one at Dusty Depot. It flew up into the air, it dropped off the booster on the bottom, and then that fell onto the map. You know, pretty similar to the first time the rocket launched over at the villain's base in like season 4 or something like that. And then it flew up into the sky and went right into a rift. Now after that, it started to get a little bit more crazy, because the other rifts, the rifts above the rift zones and stuff like that, started to come into play here. And there were basically multiple rockets that were flying around the map. I want to guess that there was like 7 of them, obviously because of the 7 thing going on with the visitor, the scientist, paradigm. I would guess that there were 7. It's honestly kind of impossible to count them all, because they were flying around through like all of the rift zones and stuff like that, but there were multiple of the rockets, which was pretty interesting overall, but again, nothing too crazy. So yeah, those were flying around for a while, and then they started to fly into the same rift. Now after that, it started to get a little bit more interesting, because then they started to fly around the meteor in the center of the map. So at first it started out slow with like one rocket flying from the back of the meteor to the front, but then like more rockets started to follow that similar path, and then a bunch of them started to go faster and faster around the meteor, going into that rift, and eventually it made the meteor go back into, you know, or more specifically resume time, so it started to move again and go into that rift that was in front of the meteor. Now after that, then there was a bit of a pause in the event. Not much happened, but then above the singularity, I'm forgetting the name, I know it, the 0 point at Loot Lake, a rift appeared above that area, and then the meteor came out of that rift, as well as a bunch of the rockets, and the meteor seemingly hit the 0 point while all the rockets flew around the map. And I think they might have hit other points, I'm not 100% sure about that, but they basically flew outwards towards the edges of the map itself. Now this is where it started to get even more crazy, because even if you weren't in the event itself, the lobby started to glitch out. Now unfortunately, I didn't quite record the lobby itself glitching out, but it was pretty interesting. Like the background sort of turned into this rift zone type thing. It absorbed everything on screen. There was like a little warning at the bottom saying like different messages. The one that was saying like the event is happening soon, that started to change to different messages. Again, unfortunately I missed that, but I'm sure a bunch of you guys were in the lobby trying to still join like I was, so you probably saw that. And then after that, like all of the stuff on screen got absorbed into like a black hole. And basically this is what is happening right now as I'm making this video. It's maybe updated by the time I'm uploading this video, but it's sitting on this screen for a very long time. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are sitting on this screen as well. But this is where we are at so far. So yeah, that was the event itself. But again, there's a lot of other stuff to take note of here that I want to jump into and sort of dissect and explain. And the first thing I want to talk about is the stuff that is going on Fortnite's official social media. There's a lot of stuff happening outside of the game right now, which is pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and jump into some of that stuff. First of all, guys, let's talk about the Fortnite Twitter account. So if you go over to the Fortnite Twitter account, you will see that they changed their banner and also their profile picture. Usually it's, you know, just has to do with Fortnite. I think they have like their logo is the profile picture, but as of right now, it shows that same black hole and their profile picture is completely blank. They updated that on purpose to make this, you know, pretty mysterious and stuff like that. So yeah, it's very interesting overall. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I'm sure it's trying to make it seem like Fortnite is gone for right now before chapter 2 comes around. But on top of that, you can also scroll down and see that they are live streaming the weird like loading screen type thing. Like in game, it's just the, you know, circle in the center. It's just sitting there. There's like nothing going on. But yeah, they're streaming that with the caption ... which is pretty interesting because before that they then had the this is the end. That was before the event happened, and now again it says ... with the live stream going on of just the whatever you want to call it. But then after that, if you instead go to their Instagram page, you can see that this too has been changed up a bunch. Their profile picture is officially, you know, blanked out, similar to their Twitter picture. Also, their description simply says Fortnite ... That might actually be how it was before. I don't remember. I haven't checked their Instagram recently. I just know that they definitely updated a ton of stuff because if you scroll down a little bit further, you can see that they uploaded a bunch of these posts, that there's 9 of them total, and when you look at them all together, it shows again that like loading screen type thing because the very center is that same thing that we saw well on the loading screen. So very interesting overall. They went to a lot of work to make this post right here, or not like too much work, but obviously it's a lot different than the usual type of posts that they do. But that's not it, guys. There was something else that is super interesting. But if you go onto Epic Games public status page for Fortnite, you can see that all of the stuff around Fortnite is quite a bit different than it usually is. Instead of saying operational, it says anomaly detected. Very peculiar. That's definitely in reference to the event because anomaly detected, and anomaly is, well, actually, let's go to Google and define anomaly. I mean, I know pretty much what it is, but something that deviates from what is standard, normal, or expected. So a little bit of maybe like a glitch in the system caused by all of this Rift stuff happening and the weird screen with the thing in the center of it that we've all been seeing. So yeah, that's definitely a very interesting thing as well. They're going all over the place, putting little secrets into this stuff to show what is going on. Now, what exactly does all of this mean? What is the point of all of this? Well, I have a pretty good guess. Obviously, this is just a guess right now, but I don't think this will last for a very long time. It's possible it could last maybe like 24 hours just to build up hype and stuff like that, but there is one thing that you need to take note of for sure that they're going to have to do sometime sooner or later, and that is give us the next update or time to download the next update. So far, as of right now, as I'm uploading this video, I haven't been able to download an update, but obviously that could change at any time. Even when you're watching this video, there could be an update to download for the game. I even happened to back out of the menu because I thought, okay, maybe there's an update to download. Maybe this is just sitting here and that's what they want us to do. There was a big red exit button, so I backed out and thought, hey, maybe there's an update to download. But so far, there hasn't been an update. Again, though, that could totally change at any time. Even when I'm uploading this video, it could change to there's an update to download or something like that for the next season. But again, we have to download something. The next season, I'm pretty sure, is not in the files. So yeah, but on top of that, I think it's very interesting that this image, this thing on like the black screen, what is it? Well, I basically think that it has something to do with a black hole, which obviously is something in space, would fit in with like rift zones and stuff like that and the rocket flying around. But if you look on like Wikipedia, it defines it as a region of space-time exhibiting gravitational acceleration so strong that nothing, no particles or even electromagnetic radiation such as light can escape from it. That's why you can't see anything in the very center of it, and there's stuff like wrapping around it. That definition looks very similar to this thing right here. There's a dark circle in the center that you cannot see any light from because no light is escaping from it. So it's very possible we could be going through this, or something with the rocket, the 0 point is going to happen because of this, and that's how we all get transferred to the new map, or Fortnite Chapter 2, which we are pretty much sure is what is going to be happening after this. And if you missed my previous video talking all about the stuff we know so far about Fortnite Chapter 2, there was a leak on like the App Store pointing towards this Fortnite Chapter 2 and a new map, but there's a lot of stuff that is obviously going to be happening soon, and again, I think a new map is definitely one of those. I I think after all of this stuff, it's going to load back up, and we're going to get to log back onto the game into Fortnite Chapter 2, which my guess is that it's a totally revamped version of Fortnite. We also know that there's like a new UI. Again, there's more details on that stuff in the video I posted the other day, but that would make a lot of sense, especially since the, current menu in the UI got sort of teleported away, so to say, during that animation, so it would make a lot of sense, and I'm definitely expecting that to happen sometime in the near future. Again, I'm not exactly sure when. Obviously, we're going to have to like watch and see what Fortnite is going to do, but it's got to be happening fairly soon. Obviously, they're not going to leave this happening for too long, but they're probably going to leave it up for a little bit. So yeah, guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to see more Season 11 videos and Chapter 2 videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be posting a bunch as soon as the season is live, and on top of that, you can check out some of my previous videos here, such as on the left, that video I was just talking about, and then below that, another fun video I'm sure you'll enjoy. But other than that, guys, again, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.